One of the things that the resignation of Chief Brian O'Hara raised questions about from you is the future of police reform in the city of Minneapolis. For 3 years now, the city has been working under a settlement agreement at the state level that requires certain changes be made. So Danny looked into what's next on that front.
In the aftermath of George Floyd's murder, Mayor Frey hired Chief Brian O'Hara to be a change maker for Minneapolis police.
This is the center of the country around police reform, and I want to be a part of making things right.
O'Hara got the job in part because of his experience navigating similar reform efforts in Newark, New Jersey. Sure enough, in 2023, Minneapolis entered into a court-enforceable state settlement agreement with the Minnesota Department of Human Rights, which mandated changes in areas like officer training, traffic stop policy, and use of force.
This isn't about a checklist of paragraphs to say, we did this and we're done, we did that and we're done. This is about making change real.
For 3 years now, MPD has been implementing the agreement under the oversight of an independent monitor. In a report issued this fall, that monitor wrote that the department has made measurable and meaningful progress, but said there's still work to do with communication, overburdened staff, and lack of resources.
The work to do substantial reform is not up to one single chief or any single mayor. I've issued an executive order, and we've got a settlement agreement that is signed. Our department is committed to it.
In addition to the state agreement, MPD continues to informally follow a similar federal agreement on police reform known as a consent decree that was negotiated under President Biden's DOJ but canceled by the Trump administration.
The work will continue. I'm proud of the officers that have stayed and the officers that have come on that want to be part of this change.
Temporarily, Assistant Chief Katie Blackwell, who was a key witness in the 2021 murder trial of Derek Chauvin, will serve as acting chief until an interim and then permanent chief can be named.
I think it's a chance for a do-over and for a start-over.
Stacey Gurian-Sherman, who previously served on the city's Civilian Police Oversight Commission, has been critical of the pace of police reform under O'Hara.
There was a sentiment at George Floyd Square this past weekend that we are not better off than we were 6 years ago.
According to the Independent Monitor, one ongoing area of concern for MPD is the Internal Affairs Unit, which continues to experience operational inefficiencies, insufficient staffing, and a lack of trained personnel.
Deep concerns.
Council President Elliot Payne and his colleagues must now work with Mayor Frey to find a new chief who can satisfy both the council and the mayor, who don't always see eye to eye.
By having council be there right at the beginning and at the table, deciding on all of those choices together collaboratively.
Danny Spiewak, KARE 11 News.
Well, here we go again in Minneapolis. To note, the police department's agreement with the state that Danny talked about first, that technically lasts 4 years. But if needed, the city is going to stay under court oversight for even longer, as long as it takes, in fact, to reach total compliance, according to the city. We'll change pace when we come back.